Dig it!
Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us.
It's time to join the conversation.
Let's get this thing started. Let's get it started.
That's right, folks. Welcome back to the Hardheaded Podcast. With me, as always, Chet Sears and Mr. Matt Amos. We are going to have a great show for you today.
Hello, folks.
Hello.
My name is Matt.
Oh, gosh. All right, we're going to hear a good word from Chet, and we're going to talk about the top 3 ugliest cars in the world, or just from our point of view. And then first to kick us off, though, is Mr. Matt. Matt, what you got? What's on your mind, man? Let's hear it.
What's on my mind is money.
Money.
Cars
Boom.
and
boom,
everything
boom,
around them
boom, boom.
is expensive.
Cars?
And anything surrounding cars is expensive.
Dude, tell me about it. I busted a tire the other day.
Oh, I thought you were being
cut.
facetious, but go ahead.
No, it got cut. Yeah, you know how much a tire is for my truck?
$300.
Darn near.
$275.
I paid $251 out the door for not the best. I got it to match the other set, the set that I had, because I priced out what a whole 4 tires would be. And I'm not a big fan of Firestone brand, and definitely not a fan of that store. Good gosh almighty, the Firestone Auto Care Center.
Oh, goodness. No, it's terrible.
Dude, but that's the only place you can buy Firestones around here in a reasonable amount of time where they don't have to order them. And so I just got it to match the set. And I walk in there. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm like overly kind to the person when I meet them, the person. I'm here. Yeah, okay. And then these jokers, I typically do my tire dealings with Discount Tire. You ever use them before?
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Love them. Great customer service, good price, reasonable. Don't have all these under the table crazy kind of charges. Yeah, because I have a tire pressure monitoring system. They charge extra money to change your tire. They'll put a new tire on.
Well, why didn't you go to Discount Tire?
They don't have my tire. The Firestone. I need that Firestone.
You needed
tire.
a matching set?
Just get a new set, bro. You're rolling and doing.
Bruh. We're talking about how expensive this stuff is. I'd be in for the tires that I run, or I'd be in for $1,300. So I'm like, why spend $1,300 when I can spend $250?
Pennies.
I got 2 kids I'm about to put through college.
He keeps saying that. I mean, I appreciate you agreeing with me, Chet, but
Tone it down a little bit.
don't act like you're in the level of financial difficulties that Troy and I are in.
Whatever. What financial difficulty, mister? I'm retired from the military after all that. Hey, what have you done with the latest clothing allowance that you got?
I haven't gotten it yet. I need to apply for it, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've talked about it before. I'm getting into this restoring the Lincoln and doing all that stuff. And,
Nothing's cheap.
Well, nothing's cheap, and I told you I got in trouble
For the lift?
for wanting to put a lift in my storage unit.
Yes,
because they were like,
Yeah.
it's not a place for working on cars, and I said, well, it's where I'm storing it. I mean, it doesn't move currently. I mean, I had to get a tow truck to get it in here.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just trying to get started to get it out of here. Anyway.
And the brakes replaced so I could stop on my way out.
That would be nice. And so I was like, well, he doesn't like me working on it there. I was like, I don't have anywhere else to put any of this stuff in my garage. And so I was like, well, I'm going to build a garage.
You're going to do it.
I'm going to build a garage.
Did you pull the trigger?
The trigger,
in your mind.
The trigger has been pulled.
Yeah.
I got approval from the bank, and we're currently in the process of working with the VA because they do have a grant for me that I'm able to use for specially adapted housing.
Yeah.
For stuff that would make my life as an amputee easier. And I was like, dude, we don't have enough room for anything. Is there any way that I could get another garage so we have a place to actually store a car that I can get in my wheelchair around the garage just to free up some space? And he was like, Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't see a problem with that as long as there's no.
You don't turn it into like a shop.
Well, no, as long as there's no.
Gravel.
Not gravel, but no.
Turntables.
Step up entry. Like.
Oh, no
gotta,
step. There's no step.
No step entry. So it's got to be flat.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I was like, but he goes, here's what we'll cover grant wise. He goes, but the rest is on you.
Yeah. I'll take whatever you'll give me, sir.
Exactly. 100%. And so I was like, well, if they'll do that. So then I started working with my, my general contractor.
Did you already hire one?
Yeah.
Cause I was going to tell you I'd do it.
No,
I would.
I told you to actually find some stuff for me to put in this garage equipment wise, and you have not gotten back to me. So
I have. You shot them all down.
And no, I gave you a specific.
There's not much more in this world than I love than spending other people's money. Like it's fun.
He wanted me to get a tire changer and a balancer for him.
You know why? Because I don't have to go spend $250
to put some new Firestones on Chet's truck.
You wouldn't charge me to move that tire sensor, pressure sensor.
No, but I'd charge you for use of the equipment.
Which, by the way, I'm a big fan of now. So, vehicles come standard with the light, but my truck has it tells you what the PSI is on all 4 of your tires.
Yeah, all mine broke except one.
Dude, boom! It gives me a warning, and it's at 27 psi when it comes on. I'm driving down this dirt road. I did not like the traffic in the place that I was, so I'm like, I'm gonna just pave my own way here. And so I started going down all these back roads in this national forest, and it came on, and I look, it's 27, and I'm like, oh shoot! I know
that's really low.
Before I got on this trip, it was at like 36. So it hit 20. Something happened, and it goes from 36 to 27, like fast.
What are you driving?
Huh?
Your truck?
Yeah. Firestone. Michelin's would have never got cut on that road. I'm just driving on dirt road, and Firestone's like, I can't handle it.
Neither were those.
Like a Marine Corps person, in a fetal position, just getting beat. That's like a Firestone.
All I'm saying is you should definitely swap over to those Falcon tires.
No.
That I had you put on your old truck.
No. It hurts my gas mileage. Anyway, I was like, oh, Ashley, we're gonna have to find a place to change this tire out because something's happening. It's going 26. Like, oh man, I'd really like to not have to do this on the dirt road. Let me get to 25, 24. And I'm like, oh God, it's like happening fast. And, thank the Lord, I got up and got into it was a gravel parking lot, but I got into a parking lot off where I was going to get run over. Anyway, that's why you could get that tire thing so you could help me out.
Right. Yeah, I'm not doing. Although I did say my wife gets so many flat tires out there on those dirt roads.
You run Falcons on that van?
Not on the van, no.
What do you run?
I don't know. Whatever she gets, whenever she goes.
Oh,
I don't.
Michelin, LTX.
No, because we put so many holes in them that I just don't think a passenger car tire on the van is on those dirt roads with the weight of the vehicle and then how fast she drives on those dirt roads. It's just not a good combination.
This is a SUV tire, SUV or truck. I think you gotta do it. I'd be a salesman for those.
Well, all I know is but the Falcons that I've got, I've run. This is my second full set of them. Mm-hmm. I put them on my 2016, and I ran those tires for 86,000 miles.
Yeah,
and they still would have gone more. And then when I got my new truck, I took the Michelins off and put the Falcons on, and I'm 30,000 deep into those now.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, 30,000 deep into those.
I haven't been disappointed with mine other than I don't like the gas mileage that I get out of them. And I don't need them. I don't drive as much dirt roads as you do.
Well,
I'm not off-road that much. And the Michelins that I have, they do fantastic.
Michelins are good tire.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. But they just...
I know what you're saying.
They cannot get me out of some of the stuff that I've been in because I've had them on my other truck and I really liked them on the road, but...
Yeah. Anyway, so you're spending too much for this garage?
Yeah, because now it's like, okay, now I got to get, because it's a place to put the cars and get some stuff out of the garage to free up space so I can actually get around because we just have everything stacked up. And, of course I got to get the car out of that storage unit, but man, I guess it's not just cars. I guess it's just everything as a whole right now is expensive because concrete alone is what an entire building would have cost 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's one of those things
You're kicking yourself for not doing it when you should have.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I should have buckled down at that point in time, but I wanted a bigger building, and I was like, I can't afford to do that huge building right now. I'm just going to continue saving and saving and saving because I don't want to have
But you
to.
can't save at the rate that the inflation's going up.
You can't. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very upset. Not upset. But
Troy and I don't have that problem because we're on a city lot. Yeah. That's so lame.
I don't know why you're high-fiving
wish
city
we could-
lots, but
I wish we could build a garage on our place.
Yeah, me too.
but it will be nice when it's done. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of chomping at the bit. I'm just waiting on the VA because the stuff that a contractor has to go through to get, I guess, permission, whatever, to do the work.
Permits and all that?
Through the VA is...
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have done all that. I would have just made you pay more.
It's crazy.
I would have also not gotten any permits in your county.
But I told him right up front, I was like, hey, this is, these other guys shied away because of the paperwork. And I said, but it's a guaranteed, like, you're going to get paid. And they are going to pay it once it's all approved. I go, they're not going to pay you up front. I go, so, you have to have capital to get started.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to owe you more than that anyway. I said, so I can take care of that end of it. And then they'll work out a disbursement plan with you to issue that money out at various points of the project. And so we've been going through different variations, different iterations, and
is it growing or shrinking?
growing,
Yeah.
because it's like, I'm going to do it anyway. I might as well
Go big or go home.
And so
if you're going to go all the way.
It's still about half of the original building that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So it's just the garage space, not the living area that I wanted to do in addition to it, because I wanted to have a guest house in my building. And so I'll just do I think I may do another shop later out of like a pole barn type stuff. But where this one's going, and that's the reason it's so expensive, is because I went with a frame, like post frame, instead of
metal building.
Yeah. Because I wanted it to match the house and look nice and
yeah,
all that. So all my little money for my restoration of my car.
So you're going to use all that money to build a place to restore your car, but then you won't have money.
Then I won't have money to restore the car. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, and then, and so, I've been looking recently because I've decided I'm just going to put a LS motor in the Lincoln.
LS Chevy, right?
Yep.
Why are you doing that?
Because
why don't you put the Coyote motor in there?
Because you have to cut the car up to do it.
Yeah.
And with the LS, you can actually keep. You don't have to do any cutting if you do it with the correct transmission. You have to use a 4L60 transmission, which I'm learning so much about transmissions and
I don't know what
engines and
the
size and all that kind of stuff. So but anyway, the 4L60, you don't have to do any work to the transmission tunnel. You don't have to cut anything. And so if you ever wanted to take that car back to original, you can absolutely do it.
I got you.
Because it's just kind of a bolt-in deal.
Right.
You'd have to redo some electronics, but you could take that car back to original if you wanted. And so I was looking at doing that and, talking to the guy and all that stuff. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's going to be, this used 6.2, with 4L60, be $5,000. And then, you got your wiring harness because that engine doesn't talk to that transmission. So that's going to be $2,000. And then I was talking to the guy that's going to do the install. And he goes, well, for a really clean install, it's going to be somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Good night almighty. I was like, I'm going to be into this car for $70,000 before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know about that. But then I started seeing these guys because it's a hot market for these cars right now. And for the Lincolns anyway. And there's a guy that just posted one up for $123,000 is what he's selling it for. And it's sold in like a couple of days.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? And then I went to the auction site and I was looking up the Lincolns that have gone up for auction, and they're ranging from $175,000 all the way to $324,000 on these auction cars. And then I got another friend that wants, she's always wanted a Bronco, like redone, rest of mod, full deal. And she goes, but I'm not paying. She goes, they want $250,000 for those things. And I was like, so then I went to looking and researching from that place that she was looking at that, and that was their low end. They had one that was like their top of the line Bronco restoration. How much do you think that car was?
$500,000.
$660,000.
Oh,
That's
$660,000 for a Bronco that seats 4 people.
yeah. That's
Insane.
660.
So, I mean, I don't know where this money's coming from.
it's out there.
But it's out there.
Those are social media influencers.
They got to be. Like, I need to be a social media influencer just to get parts.
They commented on videos.
I need to start doing that. I normally
Hey, I videoed one yesterday.
a car.
Influencer.
Oh Lord, have Troy, you're aiding to the problem.
He has like 1.5 million
Dollars?
subscribers, but he's bought all of his cars from money he gets for views and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What does he do?
That's what he does for a living now.
No, like, what does he do? What does he film himself doing?
Oh, it's all about cars. His whole channel is about cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's his name? Can you give it out?
Sure, Tyler Hoovey. So one of my clients is a realtor, and she is on a TV show now called The American Dream, and we shot a segment for her interviewing Tyler and looking at all his cars and stuff. But his YouTube channel is Hoovey's Garage.
huh? Local?
Hold on.
Yeah, he's local.
Younger guy?
Yeah, he's probably in his 30s. But
Yeah, that's young for you.
Nope. Hold on.
Do you know him? Yeah.
I'm trying to look for.
He's.
That's him.
I think he said he started his channel back in 2016, and he was doing YouTube videos, and he thought, his subscriber count was growing. And he was like, man, maybe this will just help me pay this car payment on this car that he bought.
Yeah.
And it ended up, launching him into fame, I guess, as a YouTuber.
That's so funny because I saw one of his videos. So I was looking at the engine swaps and trying to find engines, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the videos were just playing. And then all of a sudden, this building popped up. And I was like, I know that building. That building's in Wichita.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking about that, and he goes, yeah, I go over here to get these certain parts or these engines for these type of cars. And then if I'm doing this type of engine, he goes, I order it from Ohio. They've got a bunch of packages and they've never done me wrong and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, this guy's really knowledgeable. That's actually a really good channel that he's got. It's pretty interesting, fun to watch because I watched a few of them.
Yeah.
That's funny that you just interviewed him because I just literally saw that video like a few days ago.
Yeah.
So he's got an old, I don't know cars, so I'm not a car guy, but an old police car, and he's got the Smokey.
Yeah.
So that's the
Smokey the Bandit.
and he's he's got the Bandit car too. It is pretty funny that we did a scene from that with the realtor Leslie that I'm shooting for, and he pulled her over and stuff. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but he's really smart with how he does it too, because he's not only making money from the YouTube because he's teaching people how to
do stuff,
how to buy these cars cheap and fix them up to where they're going to run so you can flip them for more. Huh. And so he's done a really good job with that. Yeah, that's cool.
So one of the things I'm interested in when I hear you tell your story, now you got the shop going in, you've been doing the work on the car. At what point are you going to let me borrow that car for a long weekend?
Never.
I mean,
there's zero chance.
I'm willing to negotiate. I see where you're starting from, and I know that we're going to end up somewhere in the middle. So, okay. Well, I'll talk to you about it later.
$50,000 for the weekend.
Well, I didn't say rent. I said borrow. I said borrow. I was specific with my words, Matt. Very specific with my words.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening. And it was kind of funny because I was talking about the other day, because this has been my dream car since I was a kid.
He just nonchalantly said, I don't see that happening.
And
Like, I don't think he understands the weight of those words.
borrow?
I helped you
Well,
design this shop.
You did not. Absolutely, You did absolutely nothing. I even gave you like a list of things because I was like, you're a researcher. You like to research things and look into things.
I've
And I was
been
like,
busy.
I was like, find me, the best air compressor. Find me this. Find me that.
No, you didn't do all that.
100% I did.
No, you're like, tell me what other kind of equipment I need. And I was shocked. I said, you talked about air conditioners. You talked about shop fans. You said you're not putting a ceiling fan in there. Yeah. You think you can find it, but you can't. You're going to artificially create something.
I'm not artificially creating anything.
Like, what kind of air compressor do I need? I don't answer those kind of questions. The most expensive one.
You said your text verbatim, assign me to pick out the equipment. And I said, air compressor, 4-post car lift, welder, workbenches, shelves, engine hoist. I said, by the way, the prices right now are stupid, but I can't wait any longer.
Then how did I reply to that?
And you said, you need a tire machine.
There you see. I'm working on this.
A tire machine is not in my plans,
And then what'd I say?
but you could help a brother out. I cut a tire last weekend.
Wow.
Oh,
and then I brought up what we actually talked about, and then you said you need a paint booth, and I was like, no way,
See?
I'm not putting in a
I'm
paint
helping.
booth.
Paint booth.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I need some body work done on my 2013 F-150, and then
I have
after
no
I get
idea,
body work done, I get it painted.
I have no idea how to paint anyway.
Huh? Look, you get the booth, I'll get the talent.
You bring the guy?
I'll bring the
I
guy.
know 2 guys in town that have paint booths.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they hook a brother up?
No, nobody hooks a brother up in this economy anymore.
All right. All right.
Anyway, that's what's been on my mind. Price of
Everything.
automotive, anything surrounding anything that you're going to buy and try to do right now. It's ridiculous. You can automatically know going into it that you're not going to get your investment back out of it at this point.
Oh, no, it's yeah, you will eventually.
I will say this, when I went to the bank and I was like, because I was like, maybe I'll just take out a line on my hunting property or something like that. And I was like, yeah, the valuation's got to be there. And they came back and they're like, they said, well, what do you think your property's worth? And so I told them, and they're like, yeah, that's probably, you're probably right at what it's worth. And it's worth 3 times what I paid for it in 2008.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man.
They're like,
gotta
you could
get
be
it.
approved for all of this. And I was like, absolutely not. This
No, I'm
is
not
all
doing
I
that.
need right here. That's it. That dollar right there. That's it.
Get approved for anything these days. All right, we'll be right back with our top 3 ugliest cars. Are you driving traffic to your website? Do you have an engaging homepage? Better yet, does your homepage have a video? We recently created a video for a client about his business and the services they provide. Since he placed the video on the homepage of their website, he has had a number of clients specifically say they decided to use his services because of that video. At Trussell Media, we help businesses create engaging videos to host on their websites, email to clients, and use in their social media marketing. Contact us if you're interested in creating a video for your homepage today. TrussellMedia.com. Fill out the form at TrussellMedia.com/contact. Let us help you tell your story through video.
Lincoln lives matter.
Lincoln Logs.
And we're back. That's right, folks. Back to the Hardheaded podcast.
Pow.
All right, Chet, go first. What do you got? Ugliest cars.
Ugliest cars. I'm going with some controversy. The Corvette C3. That's the 68 to 82, the long, skinny one. Never liked it. Like, I wouldn't even own one of those in Hot Wheels.
Corvette C3.
I would give those away. Like, I don't even want this in Hot Wheels because I think this is not how a car should look.
You don't like that one?
No. Never liked it. All right, number 2.
I think it's kind of cool.
Well, you can. It's your opinion. The Pontiac Aztec.
That is a ridiculous car.
That is an ugly,
Yeah.
ugly car. Like, what were they thinking?
SUV?
I don't even call it that.
Well, that's what they have it listed at.
That you had to buy a gas cap for that thing. This is a dumb car.
Didn't even come with a gas cap? Wait.
Like the door, I'm telling you.
That's stupid.
Chevy got into that. They did that with the Hummer H3 too. Yep. A little knowledge there. Number one.
Well, it had a cap. It just didn't have the door.
Right.
Right.
All right.
But you can buy it as an option.
That's stupid.
The number one, the Chevy SSR.
Oh, that is a dumb looking car.
You know what I'm talking about? The pickup truck looking
Man,
stupid thing?
I saw one on the road the other day.
Yeah.
I was at Costco.
What were they going for with that? Like futuristic meets
They only made
old?
them. They only made them for like 2 years, and I think that
03 to 06, yeah.
I think they are a cool car
No.
because
He
if
only
you-
said that because both of us said.
No, I look because I literally just saw one and I had this discussion because when they initially came out, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, and then
The pickup truck looking thing?
yeah,
It's not good for anything? Can't even recline your seat?
Oh, it's a convertible.
well, some of them are. It goes fast.
Yeah, it has a good engine.
It's fast,
But
and I just think
get
it would
fast
be.
things that look good too.
I think it does look kind of good. It's
That's
got a wide
crazy,
body
crazy.
rear end with like a narrow front.
No.
It's kind of cool.
That's gross.
So
Here's what they did. Let me tell you what Chevy did, what GM did. The PT Cruiser was launched and took off.
it's the same body, isn't it?
No, PT Cruiser is a Chrysler.
Oh,
The HHR is what you're thinking about.
That's a Chevy. That's
and
a
it's
van.
not the same body.
gotcha.
The PT Cruiser was selling like hotcakes. It was a great win for them, for Chrysler. And GM started looking around and saying, hey, and this is all hearsay, but I'm pretty sure this is how it happened. I was supplying GM at the time. They said, we want to go retro, the new retro, right? We want to have some of these like PT Cruiser type vehicles. And they had some of their designers come up with some concepts, and they're like, these all stink. Like, you guys suck at this. And they went and lured the main guy that did the PT Cruiser away. And these are two of his designs, the HHR and the SSR. Not that great of vehicles, in my opinion. It's like, that dude was a one-trick pony. And he tried to just copycat himself on the HHR, the little PT Cruiser-looking thing that Chevy had. And then the SSR, now I knew a lot of GM people that were on the waiting list to get that SSR because it was a stout, like it would drive. Like the combination, the chassis, the engine, all that was nice. But I don't think it looks that great. Anyway, that's my top three.
All right, Matt, what you got?
Number 1 or 3, I guess for that matter. Prius.
Gets great gas mileage.
I don't care. It's ugly. It's ridiculous. I don't even. So stupid. It's like a combination of a hatchback / it's not a hatchback / I don't really know what we're gonna do here, but it looks
the
stupid.
23 Toyota Prius looks shockingly cool, according to this article right here.
Does it? Let me see it. I'll be the judge.
That yellow car right there.
I mean, it's an improvement.
It's better, but that looks like a concept, not actually what's going to come out.
Yep. And I still wouldn't buy it.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. Number 2, the Geo Metro.
Oh, man, the pregnant roller skate.
That thing was ugly.
Geo Metro.
That's it. Oh,
I mean, you can get a million miles to a gallon, but
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
my band director in high school had one of those. And he parked in an alley kind of behind the gym.
you just picked it up and moved
Yeah,
it.
we went over there and picked it up and turned that thing sideways in there. And he had to do like the Austin Powers, 20-point turn to get out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not much of anything. That's
And-
not that safe of a vehicle.
No,
Could you imagine if an F-350 hit that at highway speeds?
Dude.
nothing left.
Yeah. That's nuts.
And then number 1 is the Rivian truck.
Really?
I hate the look of that thing. That's so stupid.
Is that the electric
Yeah.
truck? Yeah. It's kind of weird looking, but
It wouldn't make it on my top 10.
yeah.
And
I wouldn't buy it.
well, and I would say it's a tie for number one, really, between that and the Honda Ridgeline.
I do not like the Honda Ridgeline.
Pick a shape because it's got round, it's got square. It's like, what are we doing here
It's a Honda Pilot is what it is
with the chop top?
with the chop back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they made that after the, who was first to do it with the
Unibody?
No, the truck style SUV like that. It was the Avalanche.
yeah, that's what it was.
But before that, I mean, you could have gone with the Jeep Scrambler. You could have gone with, whatever. They just didn't do it good. The Avalanche was kind of a cool vehicle when it came out because it was big, but it really served like no purpose. It
had a watertight, hard covered bed.
Yeah.
It was the precursor to the 4-door trucks that we see today.
Yeah, I like the
kinda.
Avalanche.
Yeah. They didn't execute it well at the start. They had way too much plastic on it. And then they've remedied that.
Yeah, that was the bad thing because
Yeah.
that gets
plastic faded
sun fades so bad.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was a comfortable ride. I mean, I didn't mind riding in it, but it's still,
Right.
I don't know. That Ridgeline's just worse. Like they didn't improve.
I would agree. All right, my number 3, the Ford Grenada. You remember that tank? No?
Having a hard time picturing.
Yeah.
it.
You got it. You pull that thing up, man.
Yeah, let me pull it up. It's hideous.
See, while we're waiting on
Here,
Troy
I'll
to pull
pull
that
up the 1975 version. It's in all the old movies, like all the old cop movies. I feel like
there was a friend I had.
the pimp's always driving one.
I bet that floated down the road like you were on a pillow. Huh? Dude, you could have a picnic on top of that hood. Look how big that hood is.
She better have my money. Y'all remember that movie?
Gator don't play.
Oh man, it's good stuff. Number 2, I don't even know how to pronounce it. The Fortwo. It's the small smart car. You talk about Ford F-250 hitting that thing.
The smart car?
Yeah.
What is it? The Ego?
No. There's a smart car. It's called the smart car.
Oh,
they're called Fortwos. Fortwo. The little tiny like 2-seater.
No, they have
stupid
another one
looking
called a
car.
smart car. Those have like lawnmower tires on them.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's got to be city driving only. That's not a Kansas car.
No, that
Although
wind
I
would
have
blow
s-
that off the
I-
road.
I've
I have seen a couple
I've seen
of
a
them.
few.
That's
in
not heavy
town.
enough.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going 35 miles an hour on the highway.
And if any parents out there have ever bought one of these for your children,
You got to be piled up for abuse.
I don't understand you.
What do you mean? I mean, because if they run into somebody else, it's not even going to hurt them.
They could get destroyed in this
There's
thing.
safety standards these days. That thing probably fills up with airbags.
He's just saying all that because of what he bought his daughter.
I have a very safe car for my daughter.
It's small though.
Huh?
Which one? The Bug?
Yeah.
The Bug.
See, now I think Bugs were cool looking vehicles.
I don't mind a Bug. I like a Bug.
I don't like working on them. Pain in
Well,
the
they're
neck.
German, so yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
But even a Bug is way bigger than this thing.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I'll tell you what. We get on a racetrack, that Bug will beat anything you got.
Oh yeah.
Is that a 2.4?
No.
What do you got in that one?
3.5.
Oh, that's
Three-
nice. That's a
Dude, that
And
that
the
thing will
winner
run.
for me, number 1, the Nissan
Scion?
Yep.
Cube.
Oh, the Cube.
Hideous. Remember when it came out, everybody was like, "Oh, it looks so futuristic."
Nobody.
Like, what?
We are no longer friends. Whoever said that.
What?
My honorable mention would be the Nissan Juke. You know, the one with the lights that poke out of the top of
A
the.
Juke? I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to look that one
That
up.
one's ridiculous. too.
It's ugly.
That?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those crazy lights. I want to hit those with a bat. Every time I see one, I just want to. Bah! I don't know why.
Man, are you angry right now?
No, it's just
Talking
like-
about hitting stuff.
Throwing stuff is when I'm angry.
There goes my water bottle.
The
All right, well, that's a good top 3. That's kind of fun. I like
Okay.
it when we do top 3s about stuff that's bad that we don't like.
Yeah?
I like those top threes. That was good stuff.
We'll see if we can't hone in on some of those for him, Matt.
Yeah, those are fun.
I'll work on it.
Good deal. All right, who's got the good word?
I've got
Chet?
the good word. I've
Top
got
three people I don't like on the Hardheaded podcast. Number 3.
Yeah.
Chris Broughton.
Oh my gosh. All right. Tell me, gentlemen. I'm going to list out some things, and I want you to rank them. Which one's greater? Okay.
All right, here we go.
Compassion.
The greatest of these is love.
Compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience.
He left off love.
Forgiveness.
Is forgiveness the answer?
No.
The greatest of these is love.
No.
Keep scrolling.
That's not the greatest. That's not the greatest. Faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. That's not this passage.
Oh, okay. Well, keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
All right, read them again.
No, I'll just read the verse to you. So this comes out of Colossians chapter 3, starting in verse 12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has any grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. I think it's really important. I would go with the good word being
Love?
Bind.
Okay.
Bind.
Love wins.
Because you could say that you have love, but in this case, you wouldn't necessarily have humility or kindness or gentleness and patience or compassion. And in this case, I look at the term clothe yourself, like you're wearing a black shirt. I could see it. You're clothed in it. Anybody looks at you, that's what they see. So when people see your presence, they should see those things. They should see compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And all of those virtues are bound together. You're able to keep all of that on at the same time. You're bound together in perfect unity through love. So that's the important part. What are you doing?
You said love. That's the important. Good.
It's bound. Bind is the good word.
Binding love.
Bind. You bind. What are you binding with love? You're binding compassion. You're binding humility.
Forgiveness.
You're binding forgiveness, kindness, gentleness, and patience, which I think if anybody ever listens to this podcast, they know that we need some of this stuff in a big time way. So, it's love is the glue. Love is what holds all that together. And you can't just have it. You got to have this other stuff too. People need to see that we have that compassion. We have that humility. We have that gentleness and patience. So bind is the good word.
Okay.
What does the binding? Love does the binding. What does it bind?
So that tells me that love is the good word there. But because
You know what?
Because love binds it all together.
Hey, Matt, have some compassion and just go with bind.
Listen, Troy, have
let's
some
be
patience.
gentle. Let's be gentle here.
Have some patience with me, Troy.
You know what? I think you should do the show notes so you can put whatever you want to.
And then I forgive you.
Have you read any of the show notes?
No.
You need to. For the last few episodes, I've been putting stuff in there about you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's been fun.
Those are Easter eggs.
That's right.
For you, Matt.
Okay.
All right.
Take us out of here, man. You're hosting the show.
Yep. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.